Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight after the November election, a Nebraska senator believes a controversial gun law has a better chance at passing in our state. Plus, a tradition honored across the country of laying wreaths in all 50 states. We take you to a special program at the Capitol today. And we also continue tracking the biggest oil spill in Keystone Pipeline history. And tonight we hear from the people it's affecting. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Rod has the night off. But first tonight, we start with a woman who was arrested on suspicion of child abuse at a child development center in Hickman. Channel 8's Matthew Mittleiter has more details in our top story tonight.
An employee at the Treehouse Child Development Center has been arrested after allegedly spraying a child in the face with soap several times, according to the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office. On Saturday, deputies with LSO were sent to the Treehouse, a child care center in Hickman. When they arrived, they discovered that a 3-year-old child had been sprayed in the face with a water soap solution 3 times. The incident happened last Friday morning when 29-year-old Courtney Anderson from Lincoln sat the child in the corner, grabbed a bottle, and sprayed them in the face, according to the sheriff's office. Anderson then wiped down a table to clean it before she went back and sprayed the child's face again. The sheriff's office says Anderson sprayed the child in the face 1 more time for a total of 3 times. Investigators reported that the child's eyes were red and irritated later that evening. Anderson was arrested on suspicion of felony child abuse. This isn't the first time the Treehouse has been investigated. The center has previously violated the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services standards. In 2019, inspectors were informed of a complaint that alleged several violations, including that the center did not sanitize its toys, that staff pushed and violently grabbed children as well as spanking them and yelling at them, and that children ages 3 to 5 were punished by being restrained in high chairs. The complaint also alleged that all children, both boys and girls, used the same restroom, that diapers and changing stations were not sanitized, and that cleaning chemicals were within reach of children throughout the day. In an investigation on March 1st of 2019, an inspector met with the director of the facility and confirmed the yelling part of the complaint before correcting the problem at the inspection. The director of the center made several claims in defense of the center, but none of them were substantiated according to the inspector. After another unannounced inspection in July of 2022, there were no further violations found. The Treehouse Child Development Center says that employee has been terminated, but declined to make any other statement. Reporting in Hickman, this is Matthew Mittleiter, Channel 8 News.
Matthew, thank you for our top story tonight. Now to some crime news. 3 people were arrested after a fight at a Taco Bell, and a man tries to smuggle pills using a pop can. Here are the details. Lincoln police were called to the Taco Bell on West O Street around 9 p.m. on Saturday. They say 2 employees, 19-year-old Caleb Baumgartner and 18-year-old Lucas Smith of Lincoln, were fighting with 53-year-old Christopher Schmidt after they say he refused to leave the restaurant. Authorities say Schmidt was hit by a broomstick and metal chairs. They're all facing several charges. Now to crime news out of Grand Island. A man is behind bars for allegedly smuggling pills in a Pepsi can. Police say John Chamberlain was pulled over for failing to use a turn signal multiple times. He agreed to a search of the vehicle where police discovered a Seal fentanyl patch and Vyvanse pills inside a Pepsi can. Chamberlain was taken into custody and is facing 2 charges of possession of a controlled substance. And the McCook Police Department is asking for help locating these 2 not very good boys. The 2 dogs were running near 8th and C Streets over the weekend and caused damage to a parked vehicle. McCook police are asking for help identifying the owners of the 2 dogs, and anyone with information is asked to call the department at 308-345-3450. More questions than answers surrounding a car fire this morning. It happened just after 6 o'clock near 40th and A Streets and blocked eastbound traffic for a short time. Right now, there is no word on what led up to this, and police also have not said if anyone was injured. During winter break, UNL's city campus will have multiple construction projects happening we want to let you know about. UNL's Piper Hall will be demolished soon. The hall is attached to the Nyhart complex on 16th Street. The university is going to block the walking path, parking lot, and street parking next to the building. That's starting today. The demolition is part of a larger renovation project and will be turning the area into an open green space. This all should be completed by the fall of 2024. And not far from campus, the bus stop on 11th and O Streets is also undergoing some changes. Starting today, StarTran is temporarily relocating the boarding area to just east of the current bus stop, which will remain there on 11th Street. The relocation is expected to last around 5 months as the Golds building is being demolished as well. The new legislative session is just weeks away, and one state lawmaker believes some controversial bills have a good chance at passing. Senator Tom Brewer says that includes his gun rights bill, which would bring permitless carry to Nebraska. Channel 8's Jessica Blum is here to tell us why the senator is more confident heading into this upcoming session. Jessica?
Yeah, in his weekly update, Brewer says the latest election in November has made Nebraskans' legislature slightly more conservative. He believes all 33 votes will finally be there this time, despite failing in April. Back in June, Brewer told Channel 8 that this bill would be a priority for the next session, now knocking on the door.
The very first bill that I will drop in the next session will be constitutional carry. What the decision today has done has helped us to better shine a light on why it's important and to take away some of the concerns folks had about legalities.
But Nebraskans against gun violence are hoping people realize the gravity of this policy, saying Nebraskans are tired of the violence based on the last election.
When we think about what Nebraskans were really saying when they were voting, my big takeaway is they are tired of violent extremists and they don't want to keep moving in that direction.
Vaccaro says states like Wyoming and Missouri have some of the worst rates with this policy like this in place. But Brewer says people who want to conceal carry will know how to use guns. The new legislative session is set to begin at the state capitol here in Lincoln on January 4th, with both sides of the aisle saying they want to see results.
Jessica, I know you'll have more on this story at 6 o'clock. Looking forward to that. Thank you. Well, this Saturday is Wreaths Across America Day. Today, veterans and others gathered at the Capitol as the state wreath was unveiled. The Lincoln Christian High School Choir singing to start the program today. The wreath was made at the Worcester Wreath Company in Maine, where all the wreaths across America are made. It features stars, the American flag, and a flag for every branch of the U.S. military. One of the organizers of the event in Nebraska explained why it's important to keep the tradition going.
It's very important to me. I was raised in a military family. I spent 11 years on active duty myself, so it's in my blood. I have known many men who have given all for their country, but all have given some. And so it is a way of honoring all veterans so that we remember, so that we are able to teach and learn from the past.
Now this Saturday at 11 a.m., veterans and volunteers will meet at the Wyuka Cemetery on O Street for a ceremony and wreath laying, and anyone is welcome to come and help. Time now for a check of our weather with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins. Rusty, temperatures were mild today, but man, it was a dreary day.
It was, and we'll take any moisture we can get, whether it's dreary or not. It does help, even just a little bit. A drop in the bucket, but we'll take what we can get. It looks like we're going to get a lot of precipitation, especially to the west. Look at that, a blizzard warning in place for the western third of the state of Nebraska, including the Panhandle, where they could see a lot of snow. Winter storm warnings on the edges, and then a winter weather advisory from about North Platte, south and west. But a big chunk of the state in a blizzard warning, and they're looking at winds that could exceed 50 miles per hour, and snow. The snow potential could be a lot higher than that. So it is going to be an interesting storm setup. It's just getting started too, and we're seeing rain that's starting to move into south central and southeastern Nebraska. That will soon start to expand as we head through the next several hours. In fact, a rumble of thunder, not out of the question. I know it's December, but here we are. Beatrice, Schoen's Roofing Cam at 6th and Perkins. You can see it's very dreary out there. 42 degrees in Beatrice, so it is above freezing. I think it will stay above freezing for the next several hours. We're looking at temperatures that will likely be very warm for this time of year, but a little colder to the west where there's a chance for that snow. Look at that, temperatures hour by hour, right around 41 degrees as we head through early tomorrow morning. Chance for precipitation really increases as we head through tonight and through very early tomorrow morning. So we'll talk more about showers and thunderstorms in the forecast and snow, a lot of it in portions of western Nebraska in just a few minutes.
Hey, bring on the moisture. All right, thank you very much, Rusty. Well, crews at the Kansas-Nebraska border are still cleaning up the massive oil spill from the Keystone Pipeline. And tonight, we're hearing from one Kansas family working to restore their family impacted by that spill.
Just 20 miles south of the Kansas-Nebraska state line, Skyhawk 12 shows the aftermath of the largest Keystone Pipeline spill ever recorded. Federal data says this oil spill is the biggest one in Keystone Pipeline history. It's impacting many people here in Washington County, including one family who owns a farm. Chris Pambacker says the oil spill is impacting their longtime family farm. Pictures from their land show just some of the damage with oil spilling into their property. Chris says she and her loved ones are devastated.
We know we have pasture grass that's black that probably will have to be removed. Things happen, and we just have to repair it and move forward.
Chris says the family will do whatever it takes to restore the land that's been in their name for generations.
It's our land, it's our livelihood. Our kids grew up there. Bill and his sisters grew up there. There's a lot of heritage and history there, and our families worked hard to be good stewards of the land. So we want to do whatever we can to restore it.
Nearly 150 crew members in Washington County working nonstop to help fix the spill, and officials are working to investigate what led to it.
It's a continuing effort to determine what happened, and the cleanup process is ongoing.
The county's emergency preparedness coordinator, Randy Hubbard, says water is safe to drink for those in Washington and surrounding the oil spill, and he says he doesn't expect that to change. He asked for people to avoid the area while crews continue to work.
There's going to be a lot of traffic in the area for quite a while. The company probably has 150 people on the ground in all capacities on site. So there's lots of equipment and a lot of moving parts.
And the Washington County Commissioners in Kansas are expected to meet with the pipeline representatives this week to discuss more information about the oil spill. Still to come on the news tonight, a very soggy gray day around here, but other parts of the country are slammed by snow and winter storms. We'll have those details after the break. The highest inflation since the 1980s is making holiday budgeting complicated for millions of families this year. A poll found last month that nearly half of Americans have less in savings than they did a year ago. The poll also found 42% plan to spend less on gifts this season. The National Retail Federation says overall holiday spending hasn't slowed just yet, but many families are making sacrifices to buy presents for loved ones. And we're watching a powerful winter storm system moving across the country, bringing beautiful snow to the mountains of California, but also the possibility of severe weather and tornadoes to the south. Blizzards could impact parts of the plains, including right here in Nebraska, as Rusty mentioned, as the system moving through is affecting millions from coast to coast. Just look at this incredible time lapse here from Idaho as the mountain peaks fade in and out of view toward the back, and it just keeps moving up the ruler. More than 20 inches of snow pile up, reaching the very top. And here, a ski lift in South Lake Tahoe being tossed around in the winds. But the mountains in California and Nevada setting the scene for the opening act of a major winter storm.
It's going to be powder town up here. We've got a lot of snow coming through. I mean, we've seen reports anywhere from 24 inches, over 36 inches. It's going to be a big one.
Meanwhile, back east, a taste of winter weather from separate snowfalls this weekend. Some travel troubles affecting D.C., New York, and New England.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Lots to get to tonight, but first, what's going on right now in and around the Lincoln area is a lot of drizzle, a lot of mist, gray, foggy, just kind of a dreary day. This is Southeast Community College at 84th and O. And temperature-wise, we're in the upper 30s and lower 40s, so we're warm enough that this won't turn into snow anytime soon. In fact, I think temperatures will actually rise a little bit as we head through the overnight into early tomorrow morning. The coldest right now is Columbus and Wahoo at 37 and 36 degrees, along with Omaha, Nebraska City. But everybody else, Central City at 37, everybody else is in the 40s. The wind is out of the south and east. That's where the warm air is at, so that's why we're warmer than everybody else. But things are going to start to change over the next 24 to 48 hours. Just a fascinating storm system coming our way. But that visibility is pretty low. 4 miles worth in Lincoln, 2.5 in Wahoo, Columbus at a half a mile, 1.7 in Hebron. So everybody is getting a lot of low-level clouds and some patchy, dense fog. So setting the stage here, already seeing scattered showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm possible later, but those really starting to spread already. Snow starting to pop up over here in Sioux County. It's just beginning. This is just the tip of the iceberg, so to speak, and things are definitely going to change. Watch Stormcast. This is as we head through the next few hours. Scattered showers, maybe even an isolated strong storm in southwest Nebraska. And on the other side of this, watch what happens. Blizzard conditions, well, not even blizzard conditions happening in the panhandle. Stronger storms for eastern Nebraska. This is tomorrow morning. So showers and thunderstorms, snow. Cold air is going to stay in the panhandle. I don't think that snow makes it very far east. In fact, it might even progress west just a little bit. Dry air filters in as we head through noon tomorrow. So while scattered showers and thunderstorms likely tonight into early tomorrow morning, some dry air, the dry slot, is going to force its way up into our area, and cold front, colder air on the other side, warmer air on this side. Everything just kind of churns away. You can see it even spinning. That dry air in place. We might even see the sun tomorrow afternoon. Scattered showers, thunderstorms, sunshine. Blizzard just off to the west. That is Nebraska weather in a nutshell right there. So how much snow are we talking about? Well, for southeast and south central Nebraska, eastern Nebraska, less than an inch, probably just a trace at most. More rain than anything. 1 to 2 from Norfolk to McCook, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 12, 12 to 18. 2 feet of snow possible in and around the Chadron area where my poor grandma lives. So hopefully I'm going to call her, make sure she's doing all right. That's not bad enough. Look at these wind gusts as we head through tonight into early Tuesday and then Tuesday afternoon. 30, 40, 50 mile per hour wind gusts. You're talking 12 to 24 inches of snow and 50 mile per hour wind gusts. That's dangerous. So blizzard warnings in place because of all of that. Winter storm warnings on the edges, and then winter weather advisories and winter storm watches the further east you go. But most of central and eastern Nebraska will see rain. In fact, it's a thunderstorm possibility just off to the south and west. And this may be a little high with that dry air trying to filter in, but 1/4 to 1/2 inch possible as we head through the day tomorrow. Tonight, temperatures dropping into the upper 30s and lower 40s. Most of us in the 30s, I think a few 40s lingering out there. Then as we head through, my clicker just decided to stop working. So we'll see. We'll just go to the 7-day forecast. Here you go. 51 degrees on Tuesday. Rain likely, especially the first half of the day. A little chance for some light snow Wednesday into Thursday. 35 on Wednesday, 32 on Thursday. Look at those temperatures. Struggling. In fact, we get into the single digits to around 0 as we head through next week. So a lot going on, but this storm system is going to give a lot of snow for the western half of the state, a lot of rain for the eastern half of the state, and then eventually everybody is going to get a lot colder.
All right. Thank you very much, Rusty. Hey, good gains on Wall Street today. The Dow jumping up 529 points, NASDAQ gaining 139, S&P also adding 56. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source. Finally tonight, a family's support means the world to one young performer, and her reaction has captured the hearts of millions. And also an intense winter storm hits the West Coast winter playground. Jeremy Roth has more in tonight's Take a Look at This.
Performing on stage can be a nerve-wracking experience, and for 3-year-old Emmy, it seems her nerves were starting to get the best of her during her dance recital. That is, until this heartwarming moment when she spots her family in the crowd. In a TikTok video captured by her mom, the sweet girl cannot contain her array of emotions at seeing her parents, grandparents, aunts, uncle, and baby sister all there to support her. I'm not crying, you're the one who's crying. Mom Chelsea said her daughter had practiced for a month for her very first recital. The video has gone viral and garnered a worldwide collective aww. And Chelsea says it really highlighted the importance of showing up for the people we love. A large winter storm system walloped the western U.S. this weekend as areas all across the Sierra Nevadas were pummeled with heavy snow, strong winds, and hail. UC Berkeley's aptly named Central Sierra Snow Lab in Soda Springs, California, captured the gorgeous snowfall there, totaling 60 inches in just 48 hours. Members of the National Weather Service took measurements of the incredible storm in Idaho and Nevada, and check out this ski lift in South Lake Tahoe, rocking dangerously back and forth in practically whiteout conditions. Yikes. In the words of the immortal Frank Sinatra, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Luckily, ours has been just rain today, Rusty.
Yeah, we could use it. Whatever rain we can get, that would be nice. 51 degrees for a high tomorrow. Rain likely, especially the first half of the day. Might even see the sun the second half of the day while a blizzard rages in western Nebraska.
Thanks, Rusty. See you at 6.
With the Channel 8 News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
We only do one thing at Comfort Made Mattress Factory, handcraft the highest quality mattress possible. It's backed by a lifetime comfort guarantee. Come see us.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Christensen Hearing Analytics.
During this season of giving, please remember the working poor and those who have no home for the holidays. Your gift provides tangible support and bold hope to those in need 365 days a year. Thank you for your wonderful support.
Grow your family's Christian faith and share the love of God with others with ABC Book and Bible House. Browse the book selection, share a greeting card, surprise the little